Hi everyone, and welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot reading. How are you doing today? Welcome to all the new watchers. It's lovely to have you join, and if you haven't already, just hit subscribe and that will keep you up to date when the next video comes out. Hello to all my regular followers. Bless you. Thank you for always being here, for watching the videos, and for leaving likes and comments as well. It's always wonderful to be able to interact with you, and if you've got any questions you can leave them below as well. My name is Karen. I'm here to do a tarot reading for you. I've realised earlier I was wearing this colour purposefully. This is kind of a golden yellow. I feel I've been having some issues with my spleen, and it's been manifesting through digestive issues, etc, etc. And the more you look into it, the more you realise you get guided to the answer, you get guided to read the right thing, and it all makes sense. So I wanted to wear yellow today. I wanted to wear yellow to support the stomach and the spleen, because the colour of the stomach and spleen is yellow or golden yellow, and it can also be like brown, like earth, so it's very much connected to the earth energy. It's usually seasonally, it's usually the end of summer going into autumn, but I'm absolutely feeling it now, and perhaps it's because I'm doing manifesting work. I'm doing manifesting work on abundance, and if you're leaking energy out of the spleen, if it is deficient in energy, if there's too much dampness in your spleen, there will be kind of a leaking within your digestion. There'll be a lack of assimilation. There's almost this poverty within the spleen energy, which relates to a poverty within your life. So it all kind of makes sense that for me it's figuring quite strongly right now. And also it's just a reminder that we all have things that come up for us now and again. I live with a chronic illness, so I have to manage it, and I do my best to do that, and it has ups and downs and ups and downs, and one day I think, oh, this is great, it's gone forever, and then boom, it comes back and you're like, oh, okay, back to the drawing board. And so that has led me to look at and it's possibly through the art reading. I was suggested art reading as an offer for April, and I was doing a little video where I created a little painting. I don't know if you saw the video, but that's the painting. And it's just so interesting because there's so much like water here and leakage on this side. There's a lot of golden energy, but there's also a lot of kind of red, which is like inflammation. There's a lot of green, a lot of yellow, so that could be kidney, liver, spleen. Kidney is blue, and this is more green, so kidney, spleen energy. But also if you look quite closely, it's kind of like a little heart in here. It's like a heart with chambers, and so there's an element of heart inflammation as well going on here. So when I create something like this, it's not just, oh, it's some random colours. There's actually stories within it, and you can read within it. But I thought it was fascinating, just the wateriness of it here and the kind of leakage, just connected to sort of what my spleen is damp at the moment. The energy of my spleen is damp, and we have to clear that dampness. We don't want that dampness in the spleen. So I'm very much working on the spleen right now, hence the yellow. And then I was sitting down before I left. I was out earlier, and then I came back just to do the readings, and I realised, black and amber. I am in St. Eunan's colours. So any Letterkenny people, any St. Eunan's GAA fans out there, I am in the black and amber today. So here's to back home, and here's to any football association or any GAA associated teams. For St. Eunan's, their colours are black and amber. So I was going like, oh my god, I'm in black and amber. So how are you? I will be working on the spleen. Whatever comes up in this read, there might be some sort of way of connecting it to spleen energy. If this makes sense to you, how is your digestion? This is it. See that? clearing. They say that that's very much spleen dampness. You're clearing mucus, you're clearing the moisture, any kind of like nasal drip, any kind of excess saliva, needing to swallow, that type of thing. It's dampness in the spleen, and I have those things. So it's very important that we look at our bodies and our energy systems, and they're informing us. They're talking to us. We have to listen to our body. And that's what I love about the art readings. It's a way of tapping into what's going on that's beyond your logical thinking and saying, okay, what's it telling me? What are the colours telling me? What is the drawing? What is the symbol? What is this the the small intestine? Is this the large intestine? Is this the stomach? Is it, we're working on energy around, you can read so much into an art reading. It's incredible. So whatever I do today, there may be a linking to that traditional Chinese medicine, which is very much connected to what I do with spirit points, gentle release, where we release 12 acupressure points, but without, or acupuncture points without the needles. So with soft, gentle release or intention to release. So very much back to my Tai Chi, Qigong, Chinese medicine elements right now in order to heal and support the body. And even though it's not, as I said, the season of the spleen, it is very much the spleen that I am working on right now. Okay? So 6 minutes of that. This reading is for you. This is to give you some information for the week ahead. Thank you for joining me, and let's bring your energy into the... Okay, so that one's coming out. Bring your energy into the cards. We're reading for you. We're reading for the watchers. We're trying to give you something that will help you, that makes sense of situation, that brings something maybe to closure, or that opens another door that maybe you hadn't thought of looking through. Very much there is a lot going on astrologically. We've just had the new moon in Aries. The moon is now in Taurus, and we have had lots. We've had a lineup of about 7 planets in Aries, which has been quite extreme. So there is a lot going on, and that can affect these waves of solar flares as well. The power from the sun has been incredible. There's massive solar holes, sun holes, what are they called? Solar flares and solar holes. I don't know if that's the right term. Solar holes, sun holes, holes in the sun, basically, that are being created. And they're exploding out lots of bits of cosmic energy. And that affects the earth. And there was just a large earthquake in Japan. So these things affect the ground that we're on. Earth, ground, spleen, stomach, earth, elements. So we are all connected to everything. So these waves of energy that are coming in and these downloads of this new plasma that's coming in is affecting us. And often it's because we find it difficult to digest this new information. Again, stomach, spleen, we find it difficult to assimilate, difficult to digest, difficult to understand, and then we don't know what to do with it. We don't know to hold on to it. We don't know to let it go. We don't know what to do with it. So that's all connected as well. So powerful energies right now, and these energies can make you feel off. They can make you agitated and anxious, and therefore that taps into that worry energy, which is spleen. Spleen is all about worry. So if you're feeling that anxiety rise, if you're feeling that worry rise, and you kind of don't know where it's coming from, you don't know why it's there, and you don't know why it feels so intense. Too many jumped out. I'm going to have to keep going. Then it's because of that solar activity as well. The sun, the solar power. Your solar plexus, where all those nerve endings come together at that center just above the navel. So you have that, and that's almost like, where you feel that gut feeling. So gut, stomach, spleen. So it's all kind of like a mix here. So this is what I love about being a complementary therapist, is you have an open book as to bringing in all aspects of therapies, of understanding of different medicines, different theories, different alternative, you might say, but all of these different elements that are available to us to help us understand what's going on and to help us resolve what's going on. It is not enough to have bouts of really intense heartburn and just to take something to quell the heartburn. We have to find out why we're having heartburn. Is it the food we're eating? Is it the time we're eating it? Is it too much stomach acid? Is it too little stomach acid? What is that connected to? Do we need to look at the stomach, the gallbladder, the bile? Do we need to look at the spleen? Like, there's just, so much about these different elements that once you start tuning in and realizing, it's almost like you are this engine. You are this, I'm kind of seeing like a motorbike. You've got this old vintage motorbike in a garage, and you've got a guy who goes in and he just tinkers away and does the screws and the nuts and the bolts, and then he polishes off and shines, and bit by bit he recreates this amazing bike, this motorbike. But it was just a shell. It was just a bit run down. It was a bit tired. Are you feeling that? Are you feeling the tiredness? And what you want to do is know that it works because of all the parts of it work together, but all these little parts need care and attention. Some of them need replacing. Now, obviously, I'm not into cutting the body open and taking things out, but we can replace the energy. We can clean up the energy. We can tune into that point. What does it need? Okay, I'm going to get one more. And then we'll look at the back of the deck, because the back of the deck tells us the general theme, the general overview of the energy of this read in particular. So I hope you're well. If you find it resonates, just what I've said, if that's enough, that's fine. We've got two, not one, so we've got the two. Okay. So we have the Empress. How yellow and golden is that card? The Empress is all about reward. She is all about someone who sows the seeds, who tended to the crop, and she is now ready to reap the harvest. She's ready to bring in the crops. She's ready to sell the crops and make her money. There is a cornucopia of fruits here, of grains, of the land, which has been fertilized by the water. The Empress is all about fertility, so very much someone who's open to her sensuality. She's open to reproduction, but also just fertility in life, this fertileness, this renewing of your life, this reward. So the underlying energy is one of golden reward. The underlying energy is of the earth supporting you so that you can be the Empress. Lovely. I might come back to that in a minute. Let me just see what the little book says about the Empress, because this is a kind of a beginner's little book. So she represents creativity of a natural earthy kind. Earth, spleen, stomach. She's the mother who gives birth and nurtures her young, bringing them lovingly to maturity. Her presence may indicate the possibility of relationship, marriage, or family, or it may relate to the creative process involved in writing, painting, or any other artistic pursuit. She represents the obvious and material result of hidden process of gestation, symbolized by the High Priestess. So it's that gestation, it's that sowing the seed, tending to something, watching it grow so it becomes something, and then it's real on the earth. And that's what manifestation is all about. It's all about creating this real element on the earth. It's that earthy energy. It's heaven onto earth. It's not heaven in heaven. We have to bring it down and download it and make things real here. She presides over daylight, sunshine. She represents the full moon and the potential fulfilled. She signifies a time of abundance, fertility, and domestic stability. Sense of security, contentment that can be achieved through physical comfort. We should have things that make us comfortable in the physical world. You don't need, luxury. You don't need every brand name, but what you need is things that just give you a little comfort. It's okay. You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to, be spleen deficient, poor. So it's clearing that poor energy, that deficient energy, and let's work with the chi. So the chi, the color is yellow, but also there is a sound for the spleen. The sound is, it's like who, WHO is like who, and you simply say who, and you feel that go into your spleen. There's different Qigong sounds. So Qigong is a pillar of Chinese medicine, I guess. Tai Chi, Qigong is a couple of the pillars. So you have Qigong colours and sounds, and it's ooh. And I did see one lady, she said, just relax the whole little lip area and just kind of blow. Ooh. Looks kind of funny, but give it a try, look it up. And that's toning your chi in your spleen. So you can feel the sense of security and contentment in the physical world, on the earth. Satisfaction gained from bringing something to fruition. So we're definitely creating something. And when you're working on your abundance, your spleen is going to be connected. So it's time to actually connect with your spleen if you want that abundant energy to manifest, because that's what you're working with, all of these different energies. So today, maybe next week we'll talk about a different element, a different organ, but today it's, for me personally, spleen is coming up and needing attention, and I am working with it, and I'm thinking of creating art solely focused on like each organ and healing the organ. But in a way, this is what this was telling me, this is what this was saying. There's a lot of leakage, there's a lot of wateriness here, dampness, and there's a lot of golden energy here, but there's a lot of inflammation, and there's liver as well energy, that liver energy, liver spleen connection, heart energy as well, but also that it could be the inside of your intestines or digestive tract. It's like the walls of your digestive tract, right? And what's going on in there. So the assimilation, the stomach, perhaps the stomach, and what the stomach is sitting in and what's supporting the stomach. And you've got, and you can say in a sense, healing energy, green energy. So art very much is a way to learn about your body. Art readings are a way to learn about your body from doing this painting, and I've had it sitting in front of me all week, and I'm looking at it and I'm listening to what it's telling me, and it guides me to find a route to these answers. And it's funny, I was wondering what to burn today, because usually it's Palo Santo or something, maybe a bit of sage, but I wanted to go back to one of my incense that I bought a long time ago at Mind, Body, Soul. I still have a couple of them left, and of course picked it up, and it's called the Golden Altar. So golden energy, golden energy. Okay, so I have your cards here. Let's just line them up and see what we've got. So I think they go, which way did they go? Okay, I thought those two came out first. So the first card that came out was, I think this is in order, sorry if it's not, Seven of Cups. It doesn't matter, it'll all make sense. Seven of Cups, choices. There's choices here that you're making, choices that you're thinking about. Maybe there's too much choice, and then that can make you agitated and worried. Maybe you're worried about making this choice, and you're worried about the choices that you have and what that will result in. So there's a period of self-reflection here. There's a period of tuning in and not being too pie in the sky, but actually narrowing down what is it that you want in your life, what is it where your attention is going to, and what can you make real, what is becoming a success for you. If you're making a choice, it's kind of between this and this, so you're going to have to leave something behind, whichever way you choose. So there's this time that you're spent contemplating these choices that you have. Now there is an element where these choices are in your head, so you're not actually physically taking action. So he could be sitting here for days and days and days. There's an element of, let's try and move you a little to take some action and make some choices. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So the watery energy, the emotional energy. So this is probably making you quite emotional. You have choices to make, decisions to make, and it's really making you emotional. And you feel you're a bit like stuck on your own because there's not that many people that you can go to for answers to these questions. You're here as well as someone who has an open heart, who's very emotional and who's wanting to love again. And perhaps you're wondering, where do you fit it all in? You've got all these choices to make, and where can you fit love back into your life as well? She's very emotional, very connected to that sensitivity, that warmth, but just tears, just openly emotional and willing to jump in again and go for love again. But she is very much watery, connected to water. She is that intuitive. She is that psychic. She has depths. The ocean is deep, and she is deeper, and she is a deep ocean within her. So it can be hard to grasp because it's water. It's hard to connect fully with a person like this because they are water. But they are full of love and full of emotion, welling up. Perhaps that's part of it. Perhaps the choices are making you feel a little bit alone and making you a bit emotional, a bit sensitive because of what you need to decide upon. And so you're looking across the water, you're looking at something at distance. Is there someone across the water? Is there some place across the water? Is there an energy, a different land that you want to travel to? This is someone who's on one side of the ocean looking across. It can be like long distant love as well. So are you with someone who is a long distant relationship and you're here and they're there and there's this distance between you? Or are you thinking about going international, having something which is creative? We've got the wands here, creative, fiery, you're building it, you've created something and now you want to take it out to the world. But it's contemplating that. You can see the little ships are coming in. There's something about the Three of Wands which says, don't wait for your ships to come in. Don't wait around like the guy who's making all of these decisions. He could be sitting here too long. Go out and get your rewards. Go out and get what's yours. Ships are here. If you're just sitting waiting for them to come in, they might blow off course. Go direct and go and get what you need. Go for it. The energy is behind you for that. And it could be a new study, it could be a new business, it could be something that's just in its beginnings. So we had the Empress as the background energy. So she is the harvest. So, you've got to sow some seeds to get the harvest. So you've got to maybe invest a little to train, to study, to buy in things, to make products. You've got to start somewhere. And it will reveal a business possibly. It will reveal an income possibly. But you've got to start somewhere. So this is the brand new beginning. And you've got the little hair running across here, which is very much a sign of Easter, of springtime. When you start to see little shoots, when you start to see you've put in a lot of work. I heard this recently because I was watching something to do with Doris Stokes, who's a medium. I'm a medium, but I don't know that much about other mediums. I just know that it's something that I can do. And there's a great history in England of mediums and famous mediums, and I would have no knowledge of all of that. And I've heard her name a couple of times, and she came up in our Tuesday Zoom meeting. We meet every Tuesday at 7 on a Zoom group, and we have done since lockdown. And she came up again in that meeting. So I thought, let me listen to some of her stuff, an interview, because I know nothing about her, which some people would find very odd because she's very famous. But, I just know that I can do it. I just don't know about lots of other people who can. So something she said was, which I thought, and I said it to a friend as well, because I just thought that's so good. She said, the reason that she's out there now doing her thing, she was an older lady and she was on platform, which I haven't done yet, I'm too scared. She was on, I prefer one-to-ones, She was on platform. I mean, I would say I prefer. I've not done a platform, so I don't know if I would prefer that. I'm just a little bit scared. So spleen, stomach, solar plexus, courage. Maybe the yellow will help me. But she said something about, because she had done so many years in it, now she was out there and people knew about her, and she spent time in Australia. She came back to England to work. And she said she had done her apprenticeship. And she was talking to the sort of more mature people who'd been in the game a little while. She was saying, you've done your apprenticeship. You deserve what you've got. You've done your apprenticeship. You've sowed the seeds. You've stuck at it. You've tended to the crop. You've pruned it when it needed to be pruned. You've watered it when it needed to water. You've learned about it when something wasn't quite right. Maybe you had to adjust the soil. Maybe you had to adjust the light. Maybe you had to adjust the food. But you worked with it. You worked with it. You worked with it. You learned about it. It became part of you. You embodied it. It became your knowledge, your wisdom. It's like Tai Chi. You learn Tai Chi. You learn a step. And you learn it. But eventually, it's just part of you. It's just, and it's a full body movement. It's, somebody might go, okay, like that, like my hand. It's not. It's a full body movement. You're all in that movement. And that's what you learn. It's the full body. And so there's something about, you've done your apprenticeship. You've done your apprenticeship. Go out and get what's yours. You've been working hard for it. It's here. It's on the horizon. Don't let it drift by. You have spent with the money. You've spent time tending to this and growing it. Whatever this new study was, you've tended to it. And it's about to come good, I think. Let's see what the other card says. You have had to carry a lot by yourself. A lot of yellow cards here. So the Empress, the Three of Wands, and now the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is a classic empath card. So you can see this person is overburdened. This person has a lot of creativity, a lot of energy that they want to hold on to, and they're trying to drag it the whole way to town. But it's difficult. It's hard. It's been hard. You've done a lot by yourself. You've had to carry a great load by yourself, and there's no one running in to help you here. You're doing it all. But the thing is, you might not make it to the town, so you might have to drop a few. You might have to drop one or two to go to the town, bring the rest of the town, and then come back and pick them up, and then bring them. So you might have to think differently about everything that's overwhelming you. So you might have 10 different elements that are in your life that are putting pressure on you, and you pick things up and you pick things up, and you love doing this and I love doing that, and I'm passionate about that, but all of it together all at once is too much. And so the empath is a person that has created this, not even created, you're just naturally an absorber. You absorb the energy around you. You pull energy into you. You don't even know you're doing it. People take advantage of you because you're such an empath. You feel what it is, their pain, and you kind of put them first. You sort of put their energy and their benefit first ahead of yourself. Quite self-sacrificing. So be mindful of that. And sometimes when we do feel that anxiety, when we do feel that overwhelm, we've got all these choices to make, it's getting us actually emotional. We're kind of being a bit caught up. We can see what's out there for us. We can see things at a distance. We're thinking about things at a distance. We're thinking about everything we worked hard for. And it's weighed us down. But it's taught you a great deal. And it's taught you that level of intuition where you can sense another. You can sense another's pain. You can feel another's pain. But the idea of the empath is we have to remember it's not our pain to carry. You could be carrying pain of a lot of people, and it's not your pain to carry. And so often we feel anxiety, we feel stress, we feel this strange foreboding, but it's not us. It's that we're absorbing the energy of the world. We're absorbing the energy of the environment we're in. And we feel like it's our energy. We feel like it's our feelings. And often it's not. So we need to be mindful of that empath energy who absorbs everything, soaks it up like a sponge, but also that it's making, because we're soaking everything up and we're trying to do so much, it's overwhelming. So we have to be mindful of that overwhelm, and we have to be mindful of stepping back a bit. I've decided to do that a little bit as well, because I've got several venues that I work out of. And again, with the leaking, where am I leaking money? And I was paying monthly for a venue that I wasn't even using. So there was a kind of a subscription service thing. So you would pay monthly, and then if you wanted to bring a client there, you would then pay for the room as well. And I only had a few clients at that venue because most of my clients prefer another venue closer to the centre of town, which is a beautiful venue, and I love going there. But with this venue, I was paying out every month, even though there was nobody coming to that venue. So I've had to say, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. So it's pulling back my energy from having too many places, from leaking too much money, from being positioned and having to look at all of these different things, to juggle all these places. I'm minimizing things. I'm reducing things. I'm reducing my load. So I'm having less to think about. So maybe I'm cutting down on all the things that are in my head. Maybe I've had to sit and think about, what can I let go of? Yes, as the Queen of Cups, I want to do everything. I want to be everything to everyone. But then that may keep me on the shore. That may keep me stuck, and maybe I don't reach what I really want because I'm giving so many places. I'm leaking energy that I'm unable to claim what's mine. And this is a period of recognizing that this is springtime. This is where it's telling us, you've sown seeds. Don't let everything overwhelm you. This is, let's see what the book says about that one, because I know it gives us slightly different information on it, which is always nice. It's slightly different. So it's kind of the negative aspect of the fire element, and that's in a desire not to believe that boundaries and limitations exist. That was it. I had to develop a boundary. I had to say, no, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'm not going to be paying for something that I'm not using. And I have to be okay with, limiting my availability. So I'm no longer available there. So if you want me, you can get me at distance, or you can get me at this other venue. So limitations do exist, and sometimes we can want to be all things to all people, but then this happens. We're overburdened and we can't see a way through. We're trying to carry it, and we're not going to make it. So it's generally as people who think they can do anything they fancy without any adverse consequences. It can show what can happen if the limits are overreached. The bundle traps the figure in the image, yet there's nothing to suggest he's been forced to carry this load on its way. And that's it. No one else is asking us to do this. We kind of take it upon ourselves. And that is classic empath. We want to save everyone, but we have to pull back a bit because no one's asking us. And sometimes we have to let people go through their stuff, because otherwise they don't evolve. Otherwise they don't go through what they need to go through in this world. It's like an artist who takes on too many commissions and then finds himself physically unable to carry out the work. This is it, taking on too many venues. And then I don't have enough energy to focus on each one and really make it grow. The card suggests that creative joy and excitement has become trapped in mundane reality, so it's no longer exciting, enjoyable, but still feels oppressive and arduous. So the thing that brought us joy, the thing that lit us up, can become a burden if we're not careful of how we're managing it. The solution to the dilemma lies in taking time to lay down the burdens, then slowly work out a more comfortable and effective way of carrying them to the city. So that's why I was saying you might need to drop one or two things. You can come back to it later, right? And bring them with you later. You can go to the city here in the corner and get somebody to help you carry it. So that's a real, God, it's kind of a reading for me today. Yeah, watch that. Watch the overburdening, the overwhelm, the burnout. And I see that as well with like yoga teachers or therapeutic people. You know, we all want to be helping people. We all want to be doing the wonderful work because it feels good to do it. It's wonderful to actually be able to work with the gifts that you've been given. But then if it becomes like just repetitive and mundane, you can lose the joy. And the joy is what got you there in the first place. The joy is the amazingness of it. But here's the other thing that I have been, I think I talked about it last week, did I? We have to look after ourselves. A lot of practitioners don't look after ourselves. And we overgive and we overdo and we're push. And for me, I think I decided it was going to be in May. I was going to just pull back. Or did I say it was April? It was in my newsletter. Maybe I said it was April. I can't remember. And stop fussing so much. There's loads that I have going on. There's lots of books that I want to read that I have on my bookshelf. There's lots of projects I'm working on as well, creating something nice for you. But also I have to stop because I'm not actually living my life. I'm doing everything for you and I'm missing out on living, just living. And you might think, oh, you know, because, you know, I work part-time and regular work and then I do this, and you might think, oh yeah, she's got so many days off, she's just sitting around doing that. No, I'm very busy doing things to get things done, my normal life and my working for you in the holistic sense and regular work. So I have 0 time off. When I come home from one job, I log into the other job. But this month I'm aware of how I suffer. I'm aware of how I am depleted in certain energy. And it really struck me that I have to clean that up a little. And this is Aries, and this is Neptune in Aries. We had Neptune in Pisces for so long. Everything was a bit wishy-washy. Nothing was definite. Everything was just flowing, in and out. You know, it's where are we? Don't know. And we're just doing everything all at once. But Aries is energy, and Neptune in Aries is saying, okay, boundaries. Let's define our space. What do you need? What do I need? Or you as a practitioner, what do you need? To define your space, define your boundary so you don't burn out. Because the thing is, you want to be the best practitioner for the people that come. You don't want to be working on people exhausted. You don't want to be working with people uninspired. You don't want to be working with people when your energy is low. So you have to maintain, you have to do the self-work. You have to do what's necessary. But also because it's your life. This is your day. Well, however you want to spend it, it's yours. So you have to maintain something of life for you. Whether it's meeting a friend and going for a walk, meeting a friend and doing a lunch, going window shopping, doing a bit of exercise, whatever is that you want to make your life interesting. And it doesn't mean that that's it and that's the end. This is just one thing that you do which will lead you to something else. But your own satisfaction is important. And it will come across in your work. It will come across in the people, you know, when you're working with people, it will come across. And that's what inspires people to be with you, to work with you, because they know you are facing your own challenges and learning about them. And then whatever works for you, you're able to help others. So we have a King of Cups. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. King of Cups is a water sign, often Cancerian, but could be Cancerian Pisces, Scorpio. And he too is on a little bit of an island on his own. He's a bit isolated, feeling a bit sensitive. The King of Cups can be like the crab. Cancer is the crab, isn't it? So it's that hard shell and then that softness inside. So perhaps you're being quite cold, you're being a little bit detached. Cancerian energy can be a bit detached as the male. But there's an opportunity coming for this person. He's lived a great deal of life. He's got life experience, but he's still got his cup of love to offer. So being the king and queen in this read, it would tell me that there is love and romance coming in. It could be two water signs together. I'm just looking at it in terms of everything. And this can also signify that, as a practitioner, you can be appearing strong for everyone, but inside, maybe you're feeling sensitive, maybe you're crumbling a little. You don't want to let people down. When they book an appointment, you show up. Maybe you don't feel great that morning, but you show up for people. You keep it to yourself. You're not sharing everything. So there is a little bit of a shell around you, a boundary, which is good. But there's also acknowledging just that softness inside, acknowledging that energy of emotion that needs looking at, that needs nourishing, that needs holding, like the mothering. You need to mother yourself. You need to, nurture that inner being. They need some nurture and some care. And this is the Six of Cups. So this is kind of nostalgia. This is like your first love energy, that beautiful, young, sparkly, intense, passionate, overwhelming love, that obsession, that joy, that, that first love, that first crush brought you. So it's that kind of back in the day feeling. It's that stirring of that emotion again. Perhaps you're getting your mojo back. Perhaps you're willing to ask someone out, or you're willing to say yes to someone if they ask you. They might remind you of someone you once knew. They could be someone you knew in the past. But there's a wishing well here, so it's making a wish. It's saying yes to something. It's throwing your coin in the fountain and saying, there's my wish, and you let it go and you hope it comes true. But there's very much a nostalgic energy here. So it can be looking at life through rose-tinted glasses, and how that can be a bit deceiving as well. It says that love can span different generations. You may be meeting someone at a different age to you as well. You might receive help from a friend, a teacher, or family member. It's a benevolent card, conveying a sense of gentleness and calm. It indicates memory and nostalgia, as we said, and comfort that can be drawn from returning to the past if the present is difficult. So remembering certain things might come to mind and you go, that brought me comfort. And we talked about that, comfort in the physical world. Maybe you need some physical comfort, something in the physical world to bring you comfort. And you're remembering a thought or a feeling, or how you felt secure or nourished, and you need a bit of that right now. It feels like there's some sort of nourishment that needs to come in. The wishing well is a symbol of desires and offers the chance to dream an old dream. It could take the shape of an old love affair rekindling, a friendship from the past being resurrected in the present. It might also mean that something you have dearly wanted to accomplish for years at last materializes. So that's interesting. So it is saying that all that we have worked on is going to come into fruition for you. Maybe don't try and live in the past, because that's the rose-tinted glasses. Maybe you're remembering it as great and it was this way, and maybe it wasn't that great. And just be mindful of getting lost in comfort in that sense, like, oh, everything was wonderful back when and now it's terrible. Just be careful of losing yourself to that. because it can be unproductive. So that's interesting, but it did say that everything that you want is about to materialize. And then we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be a card of deceit. So be mindful of someone around you who is maybe not being completely honest with you, who's not telling you a full story, who's kind of sneaking away in the background with a lot of your own personal information. It can also be that you are not willing to show everyone your true hand yet. And in a sense, it can be, I said I'm working on things in the background for you, so I'm putting together little courses. I don't know how long, it's been a long time ongoing, because I am carrying all of those wands. But I really want to do a couple of little courses for you, a couple of online courses that you can do. And it's something I'm working on in the background and that I haven't revealed fully to a great extent. But I'm wanting to do that for you. It could be that. Let's see what the book says about that one. I like this book because it gives us slightly different meanings to the ones I've been taught as well. So again, it's saying act with caution or diplomacy. Do not reveal your hand too readily. If you were to have an idea for a product that might be very popular, it would be unwise to talk about it before it is protected by copyright. So that's just a reminder that everything you're working on and everything you're having to lay down so you can do one thing at a time, you're making big decisions, you're going out and getting what's yours, everything is about to materialize. You've got these things that you just need to keep to yourself, and it's fine to do that. It's fine to keep them to yourself for a bit. Be careful about being too free and open with your intentions or feelings. So coming next to the Six of Swords and the King of Cups offering you love. The Six of Swords is rekindling this love or finding this new love, maybe age gap difference. And it's just saying, be careful about being too free and open with your feelings with regards to this. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to go with that one. So nourishing self. Something's coming to manifestation here for sure, and you are about to reap the rewards. Let's do a colour and see what we get. God, I've only done the tarot and it's 47 minutes. I have waffled on quite a lot though, but I hope you find it beneficial, because two have come out, don't know what they are. I hope you find it beneficial, because I think lots of different little bits of information can really help you. And even if it triggers you to look at your body and look at what organs might need help, and to Google, herbs that might work for you, or teas that might work for you, or exercise, a Qigong exercise that might work for you, or the sound that might work for you. Okay? This is interesting. I was hoping I would get gold or yellow, but no. So we have magenta. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. And magenta is the colour that's not really a colour. So what's interesting about magenta is they say it doesn't really exist. And it's the colour between the violet and the red. So it's kind of that, you go through your chakras and you've got the red at the base and the violet at the top, and it's kind of like the next colour, the magenta, which frequency wise they say isn't even a colour. I did a couple of paintings a while back because I was very drawn to the magenta paint, and I wanted to create something with magenta. I actually called them Magenta 1 and Magenta 2 because it was all about it's like here connecting to the spiritual, but that was another level of existence or frequency, and I was dying to paint in it. I hope you can see the true colour of that, but magenta is gorgeous. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. And to do that, you do need to stop. To do that, you do need to find a moment of calm. How do you find a moment of calm if you're not feeling well? It's really, really difficult. So finding ways to tune into you and listen, I think is so important. finding ways to follow some guidance like this and use it as a signpost. You know so much already. You know so much. And we're always learning and taking on new information. And then you add that into the mix. Never stop learning. Don't give everything over to AI. Never stop learning. It's the mix of the purple and the red. It's this intense pink. Actually, I have a lot of information on magenta somewhere, because I use it for my art shift workshops, my art workshops. Fascinating colour. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Find it. So, it says magenta is the bridge to the spirit connection with divine love. Caring in the little things. Love from above, beyond passion into compassion. Abundance that is always there. It connects us to what it is like to live outside our physical bodies as pure spirit. Bardo state. Left our physical shells before we incarnate into a new physical body lifetime. Magenta is that in-between place. Beyond the veil of illusion, it resonates above the crown chakra at the transpersonal or soul star chakra. Jasmine, rose, neroli are good oils. It is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe in the late 1700s said about magenta, it's the 8th colour, just beyond violet, or just before red, seemingly creating a light loop circular as opposed to a rainbow linear. 2 parts red, 1 part blue. It lies hidden between red and violet, both at the end and at the beginning of the spectrum, representing alpha and omega, the fullest expression of divine love. Magenta contains or holds all the other colours, including white light. I've got from Noah. It says, hope that the floods have transmuted, purified a once corrupt world. How to serve on earth whilst residing in heaven. Be of the world, not in it. This is the promise of magenta. It's the creative ray that allows form to manifest. So this is going deeper into that creation, deeper into your manifestation. So when we bring everything else together, now we can go deeper into understanding the place of heaven, bring it onto earth, but we're still residing in heaven. We still have connection to our energy centers, our energy bodies, all the way up to allness, to oneness. But what we are doing with that is we're bringing it forward and making things happen on the earth. We are, what did they say? We are the ray that allows form to manifest. How to serve on the earth whilst residing in the heavens. Harmonizes individuals, both personal relationships and work environments. Beautiful. So it just takes it just a whole other depth. And that's what I love about painting, colour, art, tarot, Chinese medicine, our physical body, our organs. So informative. The next one is watermelon. So watermelon may be good for you. It's very good, full of nutrition. It's very good for before you train. It's very good for after you train. It replaces a lot of those lost electrolytes and things. It says have fun with your inner child, number 3. So that's wonderful. It's kind of telling us, don't get too serious about all of this as well. Have fun with the inner child. Have fun and play. I wanted also just to bring in the dragons just before we finish, because just to give it slightly different elemental energy. Let's bring in dragon energy and give you 1 card, dragons, just to finish, to bring it all together, to tell us, It's usually kind of something to focus on for the week, directive, how to play with the energy. We need to be doing these things, but if we're run down, if we're burnt out, if we're sad, if we're, overwhelmed, we can't have fun. But we must remember to have fun. We must remember to go back to that child, the child who is not afraid to make a painting like that and show the world. The child who's not afraid to be criticised, because there's so much information in this that people don't get. They just go, oh, it's a messy painting. No, there's so much in there. So don't let your natural childish wonder interfere and disappear. I mean, this could be it as well. The nostalgia, the childish thing, that energy of that childish, that nostalgia, that how life was. Yes, we don't look at it with rose-tinted glasses. We return to that child and we embrace that child, because that child probably went through some difficult times. We have one card. Orange gold. Yay! Orange gold. From Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. So that is your dragon for the week. And I'll just read what it says about that. Orange gold. I'll just try and find it. They don't have numbers on this one, which is annoying. Golden orange? No. I'll find it, 1 second. Okay. Sorry, it's the sofa. Arcturus is one of the most advanced star systems in this galaxy and a prototype of Earth's future. Awesome 7th dimensional orange gold dragons from Arcturus come to us when we are ready to become a walking master and help usher in the new golden age. Golden age! When a spiritual army of these dragons moves to a place, they stimulate great evolutionary change in all that they touch. They are flowing into Earth now to help us during the exciting years ahead. Very much. We are in the midst of such change right now. It is not by chance that you have incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers. These dragons are blazing their light towards you, for it holds the vision of our 5th dimensional future. They are inspiring you to do your part for the new golden age on Earth. Receiving this card indicates that it is time to stand in your power, to fulfill your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to enter your energy fields and breathe into you the vision of Earth as it will be. Again, Earth, stomach, spleen, Earth energy. They will give you the strength, wisdom, knowledge that you will need for the transformation ahead. You have much to do and many people to help, and a beautiful 7th dimensional orange gold dragon from Arcturus will stay by your side as long as you need it. Be a guiding beacon to light the way for many. Well, that's just a lovely way to finish. You have orange, gold, earth energy coming through this dragon, helping this new golden age on the planet. Gold, golden age, spleen, stomach. I've said it. Like, subscribe, and if you see the next video, the algorithm will have created this as the next video that it knows you're interested in watching, so feel free. Take care, and I will see you next time, but do leave a comment if you think that made sense. All right? Lovely to read for you. Bye.